Hey, now this is the employee handbook. Just a little let you know what the employee handbook says because we do forget. You have everybody has a personal file that is kept by the employee manager. You are required to keep it up to date with your name, address, phone number, etc. So if anything changes, you need to let the employee manager know. You are required to complete 20 hours of professional development every 2 years, which we all of the administration team will help you sign up for classes that you are interested in to help you get those 20 hours. Little Miracles is an employment opportunity. We're an equal opportunity employer. We do not discriminate against anybody because of their race, color, sex, sexual orientation, religion, age, national origin, ancestry, disability, or Vietnam era veteran status. We do not tolerate bullying or harassment of a coworker. You need to let the administration team know if this does occur because it is not acceptable. The sexual misconduct, we do not allow that to happen either. This is a place to protect the children, employees, etc. So please let administration know if you have any problems with any of these things. Your work schedule is flexible. It's based on the number of children who are in the center, the time that the children are coming to the center. When we're hitting our max numbers, that's going to determine when your shift starts and ends. Your breaks are flexible. They're not always a set time. Sometimes you may have to go early if need be, and sometimes you will go at the time that you might always go at. On your anniversary date, which is the first day you report to work, that is used to commute various conditions such as benefits, such as your vacation time. You have to be full-time to get vacation time for 1 whole year to get 1 week's vacation. The center hours are 5 a.m. to midnight, Monday through Friday, so that's the times that you could be working between 5 a.m. and midnight. The termination of employment can happen at any time for any reason. Our code of ethics is to have a positive attitude daily when you walk into the center. You need to communicate cooperate with the parents and the staff. You know, we're a family here. We want everybody to be happy and to communicate effectively, so we're not having any problems. We promote teamwork, so we want people to work as a team. We don't want just one person doing all the work. We want everybody in the classroom to have a part of all the things that happen in the classroom, which is important so we all know what's going on with each child and, you know, how the group runs. We need you to be flexible and to be on time. Being on time is important because the children depend on you to be here at a certain time. Some people might leave at the times you come, and it's important to be on time. We want you to take initiative, so if you already know how to do something or you're really interested in learning how to do something, we would appreciate if you just ask somebody or learn how to do it. Use your good judgment on everything in the classroom. You need to keep information confidential. Don't tell other staff members what is going on with X, Y, and Z in your classroom, or tell other parents like, hey, you know, X, Y, and Z is doing this just as your child is doing this, because it's not their business and we want to keep that confidential. We would prefer that no one is gossiping about anybody else or the children or any family members because it's just not respectful. You want to develop positive work relationships with the other staff members because positive modeling, positive interactions with other adults encourages the children to do the same thing with each other. Be respectful, talk respectfully in the tone. If you need to have a conversation with a coworker that isn't appropriate for the classroom time, you could always talk to administration about how, if you need to talk to, let's say, the lead teacher, or the lead teacher talks to you about a problem or something that needs, reviewed. You need to keep professional images up because we are professionals. We want people to see us as just more than a daycare teacher. We're not watching the day, we're watching their children. We want to be known as the 4-star that we are. You should be wearing a proper attire for work, having your hair not looking so crazy, getting sleep, talking professionally, not having an attitude with the parents, being calm, respectful, because if you're calm and respectful, they will do the same thing to you. You should be trustworthy. You need to be loyal to Little Miracles. You need to follow the directions given by administration. This is really important because the stuff that they have you do may impact the day of how it's going to go. So if they tell you to go break so-and-so at this time, you should be going in that classroom immediately to break them and going. That person should be coming right out of that classroom. There should be no extra in-between time of talking, discussing things. It's in and out, in and out. There's lots of people that have to go do what they have to do. So we need to make sure that we are running effectively. You need to be attentive to all the children and loving to them at all times. The families and their children come first. So we need to have a positive and friendly environment, which is the same thing as keeping yourself calm, professional. You're being professional and positive and smiling. You're going to encourage the parents to do the same thing with you. Be confidential with the stuff that's happening with their child, because they might not want everyone to know. You are mandated to report of child abuse and neglect. So if you see something occurring, you have to report it by law. If you have a conflict with a staff member, you need to solve the problem with the person of conflict first. Do not rush to Ms. Liz, Ms. Ricky first. You need to try to talk to the person first before you follow this chain of command. You should not be going to Ms. Dawn if you have not talked to that person, or you have not talked to your lead teacher, or you have not talked to Ms. Melissa or Ms. Liz. So first, solve the problem with the person who you are having the conflict with. If that does not work, you should go to the lead teacher. If the conflict was with the lead teacher, you can go to Miss Melissa, which is me. Or you can go to Miss Liz if I cannot help you resolve it. If Miss Liz cannot resolve it, you can go to Miss Ricky or Miss Dawn, but that is at your last resort. Miss Ricky and Miss Dawn's job is not the employees. It is Miss Liz's job. For the dress code, you wear jeans and a little miracle shirt or a sweatshirt, hoodie, whatever it is that you buy. If you pay $5 a month, you can dress on every Friday. That means you wear the appropriate bottoms. Normally, most people wear jeans with any top that you prefer, as long as it's not revealing. Please look professional. Regardless of what you're wearing, look professional. For leave requests, it is a request that does not guarantee you have the day off. You need to make sure that the leave is guaranteed before you are saying that you are going to do something. Ms. Liz does not have to give you the day off if she cannot do it, but she will do everything she can to try to give you that day off. You have to submit the request 21 days in advance for 1 day. For 2 days, it's 30 days or more in advance. You can switch with teachers, but you must fill out the appropriate switch form. If you want a day off, you need to fill out a leave request. If you do not receive a copy of your request off, it is not approved. The type of leave that we have that can be given is jury duty, unpaid leave of absence, sick days. Vacation policy is 1 year of full-time work is 1 week. 3 years of full-time is 2 weeks. They have disability, pregnancy, family, medical leave. The paid holidays are New Year's Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving Day, 4th of July, Christmas. Full-time employees only receive the holiday pay. You have to be here for at least 60 days to receive that holiday. On these days, which is Martin Luther King, the day after Christmas, Veterans Day, and the days after Thanksgiving, there will sometimes be a skeleton crew, which is basically people who want to work those days. You don't have to. And not everyone will be asked to work, because usually we don't have that many children. Sometimes it's pointless for you to come in if you're only going to be here for 1 hour or a couple hours. So, for calling off, you have to call Miss Liz by your phone. Do not text her, because she's not going to respond to that text message, and it'll be a no call, no show. It has to be 4 hours before your shift starts. So if your shift starts at 10, you need to call at 6 a.m. If you're sick the night before your shift, call that night. Miss Liz does answer the phone. You have to come in if Miss Liz does not contact you back. It is better to come in and ask to leave early if you really possibly can. Miss Liz really is really well with working around the children and the staff members to let you go home if you really are not well enough to be here. If you're going to be late, you can always call. You need to call the center too to let us know at the center that you're going to be late, so we can, keep the ratios in the classrooms running effectively. You need to call Ms. Liz as well, so she knows that you were late that day. So call-offs do require you to make up those hours if the center needs you to make up those hours. 2 or more days in a row called off requires a doctor's note. If you have excessive tardies or absences, you can lead to termination. 1 call-off or 3 tardies will result in 1 verbal warning, 2 write-up, 3 1 day non-paid suspension, 4 the 4th time it's a termination. It's terminated. Insubordination is also unwilling to carry out a direct command by administration. Disrespectful behavior toward administration. So you need to make sure that you are carrying out the commands or the directives from the administration. They are giving you things to do for specific reasons, so you need to follow what they are saying. And sometimes not everybody wants to do what they have to be doing, and that's okay. This may not be the job for you. That's fine. We have things that we have to do. We have to be cleaning. We have to be teaching the children. We have to be paying attention. We need effective teachers to run our classrooms effectively so everybody can be happy. The happier we are doing what we're doing, the better and friendlier and calmer environment we will have here. Definitely no disrespectful behavior. It's just not appropriate. You can be respectful about something, anything you have to say. For cell phone and social media policy, so cell phones can be used on the clock, but for 3 reasons only. That is bright wheel, teaching strategies, documentation or pictures. For social media, you can have no contact with the parents. You cannot post updates while you are on the clock. You cannot post pictures of the children. The only way children can be posted is from the Little Miracles Facebook page, and if you do post and there is fine, you do get found out about that, there will be a 2-day suspension because you are breaking confidentiality. You do not know that that child is allowed to be posted on social media. You do not know who is looking for that child. It is not appropriate. So during activity time, you should not be having personal conversations during that time. If you do have one, keep it to a minimum. The reason we have activity time is for the children. We are teaching them. We are doing what we have to be doing to get them to the next level. It's very important that most of your conversation stays towards the children. That doesn't mean you can be talking at nap time, if you're talking to your coworker. Keep the conversation appropriate if you are talking about something, because these are children. They do hear you. They can understand stuff. Some important information you should know is that all your personal items should be in your cubby as soon as your shift starts. Your purse, your phone, your wallet, in your cubby. Snacks, whatever you have in, your lunch, you can put in the fridge in your cubby. Food in the classroom. You can have a little snack, but it should not be interrupting your workday. It's like, you grab a handful of nuts, eat it, and run about your day. Grab one chip, run, do what you have to do. But you should be focusing mainly on activities with the children. You're not here to sit down and chill and be with your friends. You're here to teach. That's why you're here, to learn how to teach children. If you're eating the lunches or dinners or meals that Mr. Steve has provided for you and the children, you have to be sitting at the table with the children. Encourage the children to talk about what they're eating. Encourage them to talk about what they're going to do this weekend, what they're doing tomorrow. For your break, it cannot be taken in any of the classrooms. You must clean up after yourself after your break. The breaks can be taken by the computer area, which is in the Head Start room. You can do it out front by the door, outside, in your car. Maybe drive to the restaurant you're going to eat at. So here goes resignation and termination. So resignation is a 2 weeks notice. If you leave before the end of it, you will receive minimum wage on your last check. That's non-negotiable. If you quit, you cannot come back to the center. Your check will be mailed to you. Your last check will be mailed. Termination, the last check is mailed as well. You cannot return to the property, just as I said. Okay, payday and benefits. So paydays are every other Friday. Deductions are mandatory, so that's the federal state deductions. If you are not working, you could get sent home. So that means if you're on your phone, you're just talking too much, if they see that you look like you aren't doing anything, you can be sent home. If there's not a lot of children, you could be sent home as well. Staff meetings and trainings are not overtime, but regular pay. So if it's a 2-hour staff meeting, you get 2 hours of normal pay. You're responsible for clocking yourself in and out. If you miss clocking in and out, you need to make sure you talk to Miss Liz so she can fix it. Overtime is not approved by anyone but Miss Liz, Miss Ricky, or Miss Dawn. It must be approved for you to get overtime. For inclement weather, if there is closings or delays, it'll be on GroupMe, as well as the administration will make sure they contact everybody to let everybody know. Performance reviews are done to ensure you are doing your job. So every year you get a performance review. This could let you know if you're getting a pay raise or, if you're getting termination. There we have our benefits include a 401k as well as athletic. So as I said before, there's no conversing with others in the classroom. There should be no talking with teachers in other classrooms if you are not working in that classroom. So don't be opening the door and talking to the classroom beside you, behind you, out the front door, This interrupts classroom schedules and children's engagement with activities. If you need to talk about issues or conflicts, ask to leave your classroom to do so. Thank you.